So thank you all for being here. We are excited to speak to you today about an opportunity called EmeraldVillage, a place to learn, a place to grow, a place to call home. My name is Courtney Bell, and I'm joined today by my colleagues Jordan Reuter, Jinjian Chu, Abby Gao, and Ava Wei. In this presentation, we will walk you through the context we have drawn on through research and client meetings, our overall master plan, program, and design, key design elements, a deep dive into one of our unique office buildings, and finally, the implementation strategy for how this design can become a reality. First, the context and our approach to development. Our site is located in Berkeley, a suburb of Mumbai on India's west coast. Mumbai's expansion has been sporadic and is characterized by uneven growth, where clusters have emerged along transit lines and act as standalone urban and economic centers. If you zoom in, you can see scattered commercial centers mostly located along the eastern and western express highways. Our site provides a unique location. It is located on the Eastern Express Highway while also being adjacent to a large area of mangrove trees. This is significant because it is extremely hot, extremely wet, and extremely humid. This area gets as much rain on average in the month of July as San Francisco gets in an entire year. In addition, Mumbai is one of the world's most densely populated areas and experiences severe heat island effect. Being close to the mangroves and having access to green open space is a significant amenity and key differentiator. In planning our development, we not only accounted for the climate now, but we have also considered the climate in the future. We looked at the amenities nearby and the market for residential and office. There is an overall decline in residential condo sales, but we think this is temporary because of recent oversupply. The trees located next door significantly outperform the market. For office, we noticed there is a high vacancy rate compared to US standards, but this is typical for Mumbai and will be accounted for in our pro forma. In researching the areas nearby, we noticed a lack of a Class A business district. Our site is 77.3 acres total and 41.5 net buildable acres. Our vision for this site is to create a high-end mixed-use development with a bustling business district, innovative education hub, and the amenities that serve families, professionals, students, and visitors alike. We are excited to introduce to you EmeraldVillage, where there is a sense of adventure and excitement around every corner. It is a place to learn, educate, and let your imagination soar. There is something for everyone: business professionals, university professors, researchers, parents, and families. Our design emphasizes green open space and pedestrian connections that offer interesting and meandering pathways through courtyards, terraces, and trails. Jinjian will now talk to you about the master plan program and design.
Thank you, Courtney. The site's program is built on three major things: a business district, an education center, and a residential community. The amenity on the site extends throughout the entire master plan. We have a clubhouse, gym, and retail for the business district, a central park, museum, and art gallery for the education district, and a sport facility for the residents. The master plan is majority residential and is also complemented by office space, as well as civic and school facility and retail. Now I will pass it off to Abby to introduce some key design elements.
Thank you, Jinjian. So first, we will preserve as many of the existing trees as we can. Our design manipulates the blocks while maintaining the porosity from the city to the mangroves. A central greenway runs through the entire site and connects the business district, civic centers, and residential areas. The size and location of our site allowed us the opportunity to dedicate a large amount of acreage to green open space. And due to the size of green space, we have thoughtfully programmed it into a network of different uses, each with a different design and form. A large open park is located at the center of the site, which will be the main area for recreation, escape, and entertainment. The site will feature a series of terrace structures adjacent to the mangroves. They will serve to protect the site from sea level rise, flood events, and will also act as a natural amphitheater open to the public. Small rooftop gardens located atop of podium structures will create connections from the built environments to the greenway at different levels. Based on our open space network, we created a pedestrian circulation with accessibility to the various green space we've discussed. Pedestrians are able to walk through the central greenway into the courtyards of our buildings to meet up with friends in a cool area protected from the sun. To make this site function, we kept the small alleys between the blocks for underground parking entrances and access to the building service and utility areas. This allows us to prioritize the facades along the central greenway and courtyards, while also attracting visitors to the site with the edges anchored by civic and retail space. Our plan prioritizes pedestrian access to the interior of the site through the central greenway. We also create vehicle circulation to cross the greenway and connect to the existing street pattern. To reduce traffic, we added an access road that connects to the Eastern Highway. Now I will hand it over to Eva to give you more details on Phase 3 and our unique and exciting mixed-use office and education building.
Thank you, Abby. So the office and education building is built in Phase 3. This phase is representative of our master plan concept because it includes office, education, retail, and residential. In Phase 3, we are creating a vibrant urban atmosphere centered around the Central Greenway. This phase creates $1.19 billion in value, producing an 18% levered IRR. The highlight of Phase 3 is the education hub and Class A office. We believe that having these two in close proximity can strengthen the central business district and set it apart from other developments. That leads to our design concept of interlocking uses to promote frequent communication, resource sharing, and to foster innovation. The massing diagram shows how we achieved our interlocking concept. We twist two rings, one is for office and the other one is for education, to make spatial intersection where the sharing space happens. As shown in the axometric drawing, we provide the office building with an open atrium, the height of the office tower, which opens views to the mangroves. For the education center, we provide an auditorium that serves as a lecture hall. The shared space where these two programs meet each other is designed with a bookstore and a cafe. This view shows the ramp that connects the lobby of education center and the atrium of the office tower, which are expected to be frequented with office employees coming down for a coffee break or students picking up their reading materials for classes. The ground floor is complete with 16,000 square feet of retail space with two lobby entrances on either side of the courtyard. The design activates the central greenway and draws visitors to the activity by a meandering path through the block to the courtyard. The courtyard provides a comfortable leisure space for students, employees, and also visitors. Then the second floor and the third floor highlights the interlocking uses and are accessed through a ramp that includes small-scale retail. The office tower features open floor plans and the views of atrium and mangroves, which will attract office tenants. And for education space, we believe there is an opportunity to partner with a business school or a university. The total development cost for this office building are $240 million, and it could produce 154% return on value. We believe that co-locating office, education and residential will attract tenants looking for amenities and a walkable atmosphere. Now, Jordan will walk you through the financial structure and phasing strategy for our master plan.
Thank you, Eva. EmeraldVillage is spread across 30 years in 7 phases. The project is complementary to the trees, so our phasing strategy begins with the adjacent lot. The residential tower will contain 945 for-sale condos and will help to establish EmeraldVillage as a place to live and play. Phase 1 has the highest profit margin of all phases at 69%. With over 1 million square feet of Class A office space, Phase 2 will anchor the bustling business district, which consists of the large shopping mall in Phase 1 and the adjacent office buildings in the trees. Even without revenue from residential sales, this phase still produces a 130% return on value. Phase 3 merges the business district and education hub with the unique office and education center, which Eva described. Phase 3 also includes 330 residential condos, ideal for business professionals and students. Phase 4 is the center of our education hub. The civic uses and open space are designed with families in mind and will create a strong demand for the nearby residential condos. For this reason, Phase 4 is our largest phase with 1,065 condo units and has the highest development cost at $925 million. Phase 5 is the core of our luxury residential area designed for families that want to enjoy the amenities of EmeraldVillage but prefer more privacy from public uses. These units are built in the latter phases so that residents can enjoy everything EmeraldVillage has to offer with limited disruption from nearby construction. For this reason, we're able to charge higher rates per square foot, which create a net profit of $336 million. Similarly to Phase 5, Phase 6 benefits from the value of the rest the project has created, and the 750 condo units produce a profit of $377 million. Phase 7, our final phase, includes a small part to welcome visitors into the site, as well as co-working office and 300 residential condos. Our project timeline from entitlements through absorption is 30 years in total. Based on our market analysis, we believe the absorption rate for phases 1 through 4 will be 15 units a month. Since a large portion of the project and amenities will have been built by Phase 5, we estimate that demand for residential units in EmeraldVillage will increase, and absorption for phases 5 through 7 will be 20 units a month. Since Phase 4 is our largest phase with over 1,000 condos and a majority of the civic space, it also has the largest equity outlay at $330 million. By integrating complementary uses and focusing on creating a place for families, EmeraldVillage is able to produce a 43% profit margin, a 143% return on value, and an equity multiple of 2.19. EmeraldVillage is a place to learn, a place to grow, and a place to call home. Thank you so much for listening, and now we'd like to take time for questions and feedback.